Yeah, so we just getting ready, checking things out. No video on this black chat right now, so we blacked out. Yeah, this song right here featuring Tony G off that 2013 Fonzo Unchained. So yeah, we keeping this one blacked out, man, because this black chat right now, so it gotta be like that sometimes. I'm gonna see if I can get this chat up though. So if there's any audio issues, anybody just let me know. Okay. Yeah, so this song right here with Tony G. I'm gonna let this rock out a bit. See what it do with this live, and then I'm gonna get into my thoughts on this situation. Yep. So let's get into it. It needs the rain. On the storm. Open the doors. Dust. Many men go insane from the pressures of bust. In this maze of the game where they setting us up. Yeah, so we rocking with this one right here. So let's see what's the latest on this. Now this is being reported by the Independent. It says pressure grows on Priti Patel over Black Lives Matter attack. The Home Secretary's dismissal has been branded unacceptable by Labour. I mean, it would be that the opposition. But anyway, it says pressure is growing on Priti Patel as she branded the anti-racism protest. So this is an anti-racism protest movement. You know, Black Lives Matter. People have their thoughts on, what side of the fence it is, but she spoke out and she's criticized it and criticized the concept of people taking a knee. So it said that Nick Thomas Simmons, who's the Shadow Home Secretary, has said that his counterpart's comments were unacceptable and that the Black Lives Matter movement was a powerful call for change from across society. So that's opposition right there in house from somebody that's within our party. It says the Shadow Home Secretary, and it says she was been opposed to the civil rights protests. I don't know if she's opposed to civil rights, but she opposed to the protest for civil rights, and she says it's not the way at all. She said there's other ways of going about things, but she never gave any suggestions or anything of what those ways could be. And she said she's opposed to the peaceful symbolic gesture of taking the knee. This is being reported on the Independent, so you can check them out. They're a reputable news source. Last summer, it says, was quite a moment with all the protests that we saw taking place. This is what she said to our BC radio. So that was a quote from Priti Patel. She says it was quite a moment. We saw policing as well coming under a great deal of pressure through some of the protests. Now, it should be said that a lot of those people that was out there putting extra emphasis on destroying things, some have been caught on camera. I believe some have been apprehended. but we know it wasn't just so-called Black Lives Matter protesters and stuff. There was other people out there. There's videos that are surfaced online with people putting down bricks and stuff like that, and just defacing property and being caught, and people actually telling them not to do it, but them doing it anyway. So there's a lot more to it than I think just people blaming the actual protest itself for all the stuff that happens, and that isn't me advocating the organization myself. But it says Priti Patel said there are other ways in which people can express their opinions, but it says she did not elaborate on those what she believed were acceptable. So there you go. That's the same thing we said. So on Friday night, Mr. Thomas Simmons said the Black Lives Matter movement, powerful call for change from across society, saw so many people in our country share powerful testimony on the impact of systemic racism. To be dismissed like this by the Home Secretary is unacceptable. And I wholeheartedly agree. Mrs. Patel is the latest Tory to come out against the protest. Last year, the Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab claimed that taking a knee was a symbol of subjugation and subordination. And some say the pose is based on one struck by Martin Luther King. And I find that quite interesting because, we definitely look to the teachings of Dr. King a lot. And, I want to play something that Dr. King, this was actually from his last speech, delivered April 3rd, 1968, at the Mason Temple Church of God in Christ headquarters, Memphis, Tennessee. And he spoke out on a lot of the hypocrisy and stuff that we see in society, but he advocated that people do not need to go out there and be violent, but they need to go out there and tell the truth. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this clip.
We don't have to argue with anybody. We don't have to curse and go around acting bad with our words. We don't need any bricks and bottles. We don't need any Molotov
cocktail. No, sir.
We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country and say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. And we come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow.
So there you go, Dr. King, and that was taken from his last speech. I say rest in peace, Dr. King. Now, Dr. King, he definitely spoke out a lot, which I find it quite interesting that now we're in U.S. Black History Month, and, a time where we celebrate a lot of the greats and their contributions towards society and humanity. And she takes this time to launch such an attack, which I feel is very disparaging. I don't know if it's a political thing, but I want to see if I got more quotes from Dr. King because he actually speaks in volumes at the time to what's happening now, and we got to look at things sometimes and understand has a lot changed or what has changed. And ultimately, I think when we're dealing with things from a systemic aspect, it isn't necessarily an issue with the people. Sometimes this thing, it goes high up, Dr. King, he was quoted to say the immoral, insane pursuit of conquest against the will of the people is one of those things that leads to the diminishment of respect for government and just what the government are doing, their attitude, how they treating people, it's foul, man. So I want to say, yeah, I'm not feeling it.